Why was this difficult? Genuinely so, and immensely close at the end. Before I tell you who the judges have decided is the winner, let me just offer a few thoughts to each of Charleston Academy and the Nicholson Institute in the presence of everyone. The judges were very, if we look back over the whole day, but particularly the final, of course, that brings us all to a head, the judges were particularly intrigued by the real sense of deep teamwork in the Charleston Academy team. We noticed the ways that they changed roles in the course of the day and helped each other out. We noticed the very active way that they were swapping questions and answers and ideas and so on post-it notes, which wasn't disruptive of the debate at all, but we noticed that kind of very active engagement. And we had a real sense that that they had done their preparations for their several commitments today very, very thoroughly. And we were very appreciative of all of that. In terms of the Nicholson Institute team, we were impressed by quite a number of features of this team, otherwise it wouldn't have got to the end of the day. Among the features were a real sense that this team was deeply connected into renewable energy and energy conservation real time, not just for the purposes of debate, but in their lives, with their families, in their school, in the society that they live in the Western Isles, which of course is a wider society for Scotland. And we thought that came through quite powerfully again and again and again, a real sense of place and a sense of the impact that all that we're here to talk about today is having and will in the future have on the place from which they come, which is within Scotland, of course, and a real sense from that team of the quite difficult balances and choices there are as our society tries to take forward renewable energy. The balance between spreading wind turbines across the whole of your island as distinct from preserving and maintaining and enhancing the natural beauty. And these aren't opposite extremes, but getting the right balance was there. And we thought in the final session there, the arguments and evidence they brought out about where the benefits will lie from investments in this. Will the benefits accrue to the places which, in a sense, give up their pristine landscape for the injection of the energy of the future? And we just sensed some real trade-offs, important arguments, debates in there that you were having. And I suppose that in both of these cases we found enormous value in what you all brought to us. So thank you for that. But at a point like this, there has to be a distinction made between the top winner and the second winner. And I'm delighted on behalf of the judges to announce that Charleston has won this final in the Big Cup. So congratulations to everyone from Charleston who's been involved in this, of course, not just the three presenters, but all the team that stands behind you and your colleagues, no doubt, back at the Academy. And to the Nicholson Institute team, we were hugely impressed, as I've said, with many aspects of what you brought us. You had in the final debate, you had a particularly short straw because you won the oppositional side of the argument, and we thought you did very well with that. Our job is not to answer the question who argued the case best, but that more rounded question about the opportunity that you had and the creative and inventive ways that you used it, and we thought that you did. And we're delighted for you that you've come second in the finals, and congratulations to Nicholson Institute as well. So could I invite Paul and Rory and Kirsty to join me now for the award of the second prize in the Big Green Challenge finals for 2010-11, and as well as receiving a recognition of that kind. Well done to you. Thank you very much. Well done. Thank you, Kirsty. We have certificates here for each of you.
They're all in there.
They're all in there together. And we would like to catch a photograph with you, with all three of you, with Sean, if we could. So let's just spread ourselves out in front of the slogan here. Is that a good one?
Thank
you. Thank you very much. And we hope that you have a fantastic time at the Eden Project, which has got so much of real relevance for all of us. And I'm sure there are many of the ideas that you'll experience at Eden which are very adaptive to the context of the Western Isles economy and environment. Thank you. And could I invite the team, Emma, Freya and Freya from Charleston Academy to join us now here at the Council. And the certificates to prove it, and a photograph to go with it. All smiles. And we wish you enormous enjoyment and educational experience in your trip to Navarre in Spain. We would love you to come back from Spain and be able to share with the Big Green Challenge some of the lessons that you think Scotland can learn from Navarre. I think that will be a way of spreading the benefits of your visit, which in a sense, because you've won the top trophy, you've got the chance to do that. But it would be great if you could bring back some of the lessons that you think could be picked up in Scotland, because in some senses Navarre is ahead of the game. It's one of the reasons that we're so interested in what is happening there. In other respects, Scotland's ahead of the game, but bring back things from us from Spain, if you would, and help feed them back into the Big Green Challenge network. So once again, congratulations to Charleston Academy. Final very few remarks before we finish in about 2 minutes' time, but there are a few people I do want to thank and most specifically want to mention, however, briefly. So I do want to thank the teachers and the students who have taken part. I mentioned them both earlier. Everyone has put in a very considerable amount of time right over the winter at every stage of the competition. What you may not all know is that I'd like also to thank the coaches across the Highlands and Islands who have gone into all the participating schools to help the preparations for this competition. And the judges throughout the competition, because this gets judged at every stage, not just by the four of us today, who have given up their time and have had a difficult job at every stage. And my colleagues today who have joined us as well, Sid and Judith and Rob, for giving up a whole day of their time to do what's been a really immensely satisfying but also difficult job. And a particular thanks to Sean for giving up a day of his time as well to come and join us, because it's a fabulous host and help us get introduced to meteorology and the opportunities it can offer. So to all of these people, a very warm thanks. And also a special thanks, I think, to Tricker PR, who have been behind all of this, invisible hands, if you like, making all this fantastic events happen. The whole competition has been organised and delivered by Trigger PR on behalf of Highlands and Islands Enterprise, and everything about the communications efforts and the recruitment of the schools and all of that. I'd like to thank Alistair Allen, MSP, and the two MSPs who joined us briefly earlier today. I'd like to thank all of the audience who have taken part today to give up your time also. And just a brief final mention, if I may, of Highlands and Islands Enterprise work in this area. We are deeply committed to the entire future of our region in terms of renewable energy, and the Big Green Challenge is a critical engagement with secondary schools aiming at raising awareness of the opportunities and the challenges around all of this. But of course, Highlands and Islands Enterprise does more than just this in the schools, and we work very closely with all the science, technology, engineering and maths, the STEM teams on schools engagement and promoting the STEM agenda. We find that targeting S2 is a very appropriate thing to do. It's fantastic to find such amazingly capable and mature people at S2 who bring these arguments, bring this evidence and bring their debating skills to work. But as well as working with secondary schools, we've also delivered renewable energy sessions for 330 primary 6 and primary 7 teachers in over 260 primary schools all across the Highlands and Islands, to help teachers in the primary schools bring on the next generation of people who are aware and knowledgeable and committed to all of this agenda for our future. So we enjoy enormously the work in the schools. We appreciate the access that teachers and schools give us to help work with their teachers and their students, and it's a fantastic opportunity for us and for our region in the future. So my first words as we turn the corner to 4:45, final words are to just repeat my thanks to all of you. Congratulations to everyone who's taken part today in the finals, and most particularly to those who won the top prize and the second prize. We hope you have a safe journey home. For some that's easy. For others, it's a big hike to Barra and to Sandwich, Shetland, and everywhere else in between. And I hope you feel that the coming to Edinburgh to Parliament today has been a worthwhile endeavour, and we wish you great success in all of your schools and all your personal endeavours in the future. Thank you all so very much. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, just a final congratulations to the winners. They look very awake over there. Everyone else is kind of starting to doze off. But a big well done to everyone that's taken part today. I know some of you are heading off just now back home. Some of you have got another night in Edinburgh, so have a fantastic night. Enjoy the capital. And yes, as Willie said, safe journeys home, whether that's Shetland, Barra, the Wester Ross, Inverness, or if it's just to Helensburgh. Anyway, thank you very much for having me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Take care, and I'll see you soon, hopefully.